That capacity challenges will finally resolve themselves. That's been the big sticking point. When we do our survey work consistently in the marketplace, we're finding that about half the market is out of stock. So we can see that there were products that were once sold on the Ontario e-commerce platform, and they're just not available anymore.
So cultivation takes a leg up.
That's right.
Right, as they try to meet demand. Is that going to be easy to do, or is that a stretch?
We started to see some early progress of that in the calendar first quarter earnings that we saw in particular from Aurora 2 weeks ago. So there is evidence that it's happening.
You cover a lot more than cannabis. You cover alcohol, tobacco. When we look at premium cannabis, what market, existing market, is that most like?
So it's a lot like alcohol in terms of the price gaps that the licensed producers in Canada are trying to achieve. It's like 3x versus value pricing, which is pretty consistent with what we see in bourbon and vodka.
In terms of institutional investors getting into the cannabis market, how much of that hinges on federal laws here in this country changing?
Well, we've seen a lot of institutional investors start to get really comfortable with it. Canopy Growth, having gotten an investment in Constellation Brands last August, went a long way in terms of getting investors comfortable with the exposure.
Do you expect those laws to change here in the U.S. on a federal level? And if so, and if not, I guess how much opportunity is being missed out on?
So the States Act, which would be kind of the easiest pathway for more traditional S&P 500 companies to get involved in U.S. cannabis, we don't think that gets done in the next 12 months.
How much?
Instead, we're left with a patchwork of legislation as we see today?
For the time being, we think it's a better likelihood in 2020 or 2021, either closer into the election, but preventing states from getting referendums on the ballot, or in the next administration.
Finally, how much is it clear what's going to determine who actually has a premium edge in this market? In alcohol, it's more developed, people know, but is it clear what actually makes something premium versus not?
There are two factors that drive premium positioning in the marketplace. Number one is potency, where consumers really have been drawn to higher potency THC in flowers and pre-rolled joints. The other is the cultivation methodology, if it's organic.
Finally, we spend so much time talking about legislation here. They're chasing it all around the world, right? Where would you say is the biggest chase?
So right now, Germany is the most active market internationally. It has a pretty robust medical program. But at our conference, we talked a lot about Mexico, where policy changes are going to make for a much more vibrant medical market later this year, and ideally adult use next year.